Yep.
And people who see a Matt Chandler
Yep.
and it fits their avatar
Yes.
of who hurt them. Like, yo, I was by like fellow altar boys that were, 5 years older than me, 4 years older than me.
Yeah.
But it was interesting how folks in ministry have this hurt and this view of like white cisgendered man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm using air quotes, okay?
Ruslan.
If this is all that there was to it, like the reality of, because I don't want to minimize anyone's church hurt. Like, I think there's people legitimately who have church hurt. This man rolled his eyes.
Just kidding.
Chill. Zach Sparazzo rolled his eyes.
I'm joking.
I think there are people who legitimately have church hurt.
Yep.
And people who see a Matt Chandler.
Yep.
And it fits their avatar
Yes.
of who hurt them.
Who hurt you?
Who hurt you.
Yeah.
And it sucks because a lot of people could fall into that avatar. Communicator, tall.
Yep.
Like there's definitely an avatar to
Tony
it.
Robbins.
Right? And so then you go through life with this bizarre bias of anyone that fits that avatar, skeptical. We had folks, when we were on that Israel trip,
Yeah.
and Pastor Mike Signorelli was with us, right? Pastor Mike Signorelli, been on the channel, pastors the fastest growing church in America, and it's in New York City.
He's famous.
Okay? He's not famous. He's not like a celebrity pastor, but he pastors a massive church.
Yeah.
And there was someone on the trip with us that was in ministry that pulled him to the side and was like, I just want you to know that I've had a hard time with lead pastors, and that this trip interacting with you has broken that.
Wow.
Because you being totally opposite of how I would assume a lead pastor would act.
Wow. So
Yeah.
people really assume that the lead pastor
Oh, yeah.
should be X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
And when he acts how they should act,
Mm-hmm.
then it's like, wow, you completely changed my view on pastors.
Yep. And so it was like him and Jeff Moores, and Pastor Jeff Moores also has a fairly big church.
Yeah.
And it's not like they were out there like trying to pastor everyone, right? They were just there's a couple other lead pastors on the trip with us, but it was interesting how folks in ministry have this hurt and this view of like white cisgendered man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm using air quotes, okay? And that then taints their view of interacting with anyone that fits a similar avatar.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's really sad.
That's like the enemy, dude. That's like full on like
Yeah.
a psychosis that happens in how you perceive certain people. And then when something seemingly is or just like, how about just limiting you to the type of church you could ever attend?
Mm-hmm.
If,
100%.
right? When you're talking about touching hundreds of thousands of people,
Yeah.
hundreds, if not thousands of leaders, just on sheer volume,
Mm-hmm.
something's gonna get mishandled. Someone's
Yes.
gonna get hurt. You may not know I make music, but I got a new song coming out. And there's something I need you to do, but first, I want you to hear a snippet of the song.
I went from being a porn addict to sharing the gospel with a porn actress who was criticized for being low status by the same OnlyFans who treat us so lavish. I'm confused.
I swear y'all thought he did doing podcasts, hot takes. He still can rap.
Now, in order to get this song to the top of Spotify, I need your help. I need you to click the link below or go to RuslanToTheMoon.com and pre-save this song. What is a pre-save? It means that this song will be added to your library to remind you to listen to it the day it comes out. And it also tells Spotify's algorithm that millions of people need to hear this song. So help me promote Christian music that contextualizes the gospel and will help change lives by going to RuslanToTheMoon.com or clicking the link below.
Oh, they got me with their dramatics. You knew that a moment cannot be static too soon.
How many times have you hurt someone or I've hurt someone and it's not even sinful? It's just like the personalities don't match.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, Cass has got different personalities and some people like to be communicated a certain way. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And it's like, that's not sin. That's just like, we're just different, bro.
Just trying to figure it out.
You know, we're all just trying to figure out. And I'm not trying to minimize actual church hurt. I'm not trying to minimize actual church hurt. Please miss me with that. Because it's actual people that have, like, yo, I was by like fellow altar boys that were, 5 years older than me, 4 years older than me.
Yep.
Like I have real and the church didn't give a damn.
That is true.
You
That
know?
is church hurt.
And
for
so
real.
like I understand those sorts of things happen,
Yep.
But to just dismiss it and discard it is not healthy. But it's also to say, hey, at some level, life is messy. People are messy. We're sinful, broken people, right? So what then? Like, you're just not going to go to church?
Yep.
How about this? I'll fix it for you. How about this? How about you go find a church with a black head pastor? How about that?
I like that.
Right? He doesn't fit your avatar anymore.
Goes to TD Jakes.
Yeah, that's not an endorsement of TJ. Go find a church and go to a predominantly black church, which, by the way, white folks have trouble going to churches with black pastors. There's like a weird social dynamic. When you look at it, black folks will go, black folks are more likely to go to a church with a white-head pastor. White folks, not so much. That's a whole nother can of worms, right?
The people that are like, well, it's just predominantly more of a black church. Yeah. When you actually look at the analytics, it's like 50-50, but they're used to like black people being like 10% of a church. They feel like it's a black church because it's 50-50.
There's a lot of great churches with black pastors, with Hispanic pastors, with pastors that don't have big personalities, with pastors that aren't super charismatic, right? There's all kinds of options nowadays. I would just encourage you to go to church. Like, just go be in a church.
Yep.
I think that's who people who are critical of this, that's the message they need. Don't give up on the church. You at your lowest, at your most broken, at your most sinful state, Jesus didn't give up on you. Don't give up on his bride.
Yeah. Yeah. It's completely, it definitely neglects, it seems like it neglects all of the benefits of going to church. But I mean, once you start missing a few Sundays, you get that extra time in the weekend. You're like, ooh.
I can sleep in.
Yeah, just like, I can work on a project. I forgot. I'm on a coffee date with my wife.
Yeah. He said, I highly recommend this. My wife and I, with our 5 little children, are white, and it's in a predominantly black church with a black pastor. It's life-changing for my wife and kids. I grew up like that. Yeah. I grew up going to both. So I actually kind of think about it. So obviously I went to Armenian Apostolic, and then the first folks that shared the gospel with me was like a black Baptist church. And then I went to a church where the pastor was black and his wife was white. Nice. And now I go to a church where my pastor's white and his wife is black. So I've kind of always gone to.
And now your wife is black.
And now my wife, who would have thunk? Who would have thunk?
He was influenced by church leadership.
I was influenced by my church leadership. And black churches definitely have better music. Let's just keep it a buck. Oh, 100%. We're not debating. That is out of question to even debate that. My wife and I are a mixed couple, and both of us have fallen out of love with gospel music. Runs and stuff just rub us the wrong way personally. Chill, Kobe.
Wow.
No, bruh.
They rub us the wrong way.
I rebuke that.
This man deconstructed from gospel music.
I rebuke that in the name of Fred Hammond. What are we talking about?
This man deconstructed from Kirk Franklin.
How you deconstruct the gospel music? That's like, listen. Okay, I'm a quick rant, and then we got to go into this other story. All of our modern music, everything, with the caveat of classical, originates from black gospel music.
Oh, here we go.
Everything originates from black gospel music.
Tupac
Tupac is hip hop. Hip hop comes out of disco and Jamaican music. You know what I'm saying?
Punk rock.
And so punk rock, the 4/4 beat count comes out of rock, which comes out of blues, which comes out of gospel music. Everything.
Heavy metal.
Heavy metal comes out of rock, which comes out of blues, which comes out of gospel music. Everything.
Spoken word.
Who?
Spoken word.
Spoken word is not music.
It's just like, it's close. Oh, classical.
Well, I said everything except classical. But classical is not like a genre. Jazz music, rap music, pop music, it all comes from black gospel music.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Everything we enjoy.
So everything you enjoy comes from black gospel music.
Hey, this clip is from our daily after party stream. If you enjoyed it, consider signing up for our Patreon community for only $5 a month, where you get access to the replays of our daily after party streams, as well as the uncut extended versions of our podcast, Discord access that's private, and a discount code for our merch store, only $5 a month. And ultimately, it's the best way to help us contextualize the gospel of Jesus using media, podcasting, and of course, YouTube. The link for that is in the description or in the pinned comment. Now, if you're like, meh, I don't want to sign up for $5 a month. I don't need another recurring subscription. Listen, I get it. You could also make a donation using PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. But we really want to get you on Patreon. I promise you, the perks are amazing. You should get on there. It's only $5 a month. I'll see you over there, all right? Peace.